replacing the folding top stowage compartment lid hinge. The end stops for the stowage compartment lid hinge are work sealed and therefore do not need to be measured or adjusted. The wiring harness is likewise incorporated in the new hinge. When fitting the stowage compartment lid hinge, a telescopic measuring instrument is needed. An adjustment aid is also required. A total of 3 measurements are needed to determine the installation position of the stowage compartment lid hinge. Installation on the driver's side is shown by way of example. Clip the wiring harness into the hinge. Install the stowage compartment lid hinge using its fastening bolts. Don't tighten the 3 bolts yet. Place the adjustment aid underneath the hinge as a support. For the first measurement, detach the rubber seal. Measure from this hinge edge to the lower edge of the body frame. The distance should measure 108 millimeters. A tolerance of plus or minus 2 millimeters is acceptable. Using the adjustment aid, adjust the stowage compartment lid hinge to the correct height. Second measurement. Adjust the lower measuring rod to 150 millimeters and the upper measuring rod to 195 millimeters. Position the lower measuring tip in the hole in the hinge plate and the upper measuring tip in the lug on the body. The distance should be 584 millimeters. A tolerance of plus or minus 2 millimeters is acceptable. Third measurement. Adjust the lower measuring rod to 130 millimeters and the upper measuring rod to 160 millimeters. Position the lower measuring tip on the sensor on the hinge plate and the upper measuring tip once again in the body lug. The distance must be 484 millimeters. A tolerance of plus or minus 2 millimeters is acceptable. The stowage compartment lid hinge is now correctly adjusted. Tighten the fastening bolts with the specified torque. The adjustment aid can now be removed. Clip in the wiring harness plug on the right and left-hand sides. The hydraulic connections on the cylinder must point towards the front of the vehicle. Fit the hydraulic cylinder into the hinge plate using 2 pins. Secure the pins with clips and do the same with the hydraulic cylinder on the other side. Fit the stowage compartment lid. To do this, fasten the 4 bolts to the stowage compartment lid hinge. route the stowage compartment lid wiring harness correctly and connect the plug. Remove the support bar. Check the manual movement of the stowage compartment lid. If the kinematics and fit are correct, close the stowage compartment lid. Open the luggage compartment lid. Replace the hydraulic pump on the left-hand side, as well as the module containing the fuse box and the folding top control module. Replace the interior trim as far as possible. The stowage compartment lid still can't be opened electrically because the stowage compartment sensor is still disconnected. So open the stowage compartment lid again manually. Now install the folding top stowage compartment using 8 bolts, and do the same with the guard plates. Clip in the stowage compartment sensor plug on both sides. Reconnect the battery. Now the stowage compartment lid can be operated electrically again. Finally, check the kinematic mechanism again. Here, clearances and flush closure are correct, as are the gap sizes. If the gap sizes are incorrect, the stowage compartment lid must be readjusted. If necessary, also readjust the stowage compartment lid hinge within the tolerance values. Once the stowage compartment lid is correctly adjusted, tighten all 4 fastening bolts with the specified torque.